number 6 of the High Slide Racing League Truck Series takes us to America's home for racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nick Stein, joined alongside, hopefully, Sheldon Atkins for the entire race here tonight. And, of course, Austin Derbyshire in the production truck here tonight. And if we sound a little bit different, we're using some different audio settings here, so hopefully we can avoid some of the audio issues we've been having. But good evening, everybody. Welcome on in. Sheldon, are you there tonight? I believe we're here now, but I'll go ahead and run through my intro again just in case. But good evening, everybody. And week number 6 is going to take us here to America's home for racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, my name's Nick Stein. Sheldon Atkins actually with us here tonight, which is a bit of a surprise compared to what we had last week. But of course, Austin Derbyshire in the production booth. And of course, we're using some new audio settings here tonight, so hopefully we sound a little bit better and can avoid some of the audio bugs we've been having. But we are here in Charlotte Motor Speedway, America's home for racing. You know, all the fun stuff that we love calling this place. And again, Sheldon, welcome on in. You're actually here tonight. Hopefully you stay here for the majority of the race, because last week kind of sucked.
I think I'm here. Plan on being here. Sound good?
Sound as beautiful as ever.
That's not a con.
Oh. Yeah, we're going to roll with it. We got some championship standings here tonight. Joseph Causey, your points leader after his win in Phoenix last week. Mark Whitley falls down to second place after that late speeding penalty he had last week. Andrew Chapman stays in third. Jacob Denson in fourth. Levi McCarty jumping up 3 spots from last week up into that 5th spot in points. And if you want to see your favorite driver, you got everyone that has made a start this week down to 40th place in points, Tyler Riggs. And like I said, it has been an interesting season through 5 races. We've had a 3-time winner in Mark Whitley. He's won 3 of the 6 races so far this season. Joseph Causey is another race winner. You got Evan Knopp, who won Auto Club. He hasn't been here. I believe Andrew Chapman. No, Mark Whitley won Vegas. But like I said, we've had 3 different winners here so far this season, and maybe we could have another one because we got a ton of new faces here tonight that we'll get into on our starting grid. But we'll go ahead and get into our broadcast picks here tonight. I'm going to be going and taking a friend of GridVision here. This is going to be his first race on the season in this league. Brandon Edstrom in the 74. Joseph Causey decided to choose to recruit him to the High Slide Racing League Truck Series, and he's been a bit of a dominating force over in the SSRL Truck Series recently, actually winning a couple of championships over there. So he's looking to get his feet wet in this league, get himself into the playoffs pretty quickly here. And Sheldon, are you there for your pick?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to have to go with Joseph Causey. He's been on a pretty good tear here the past couple weeks, and, you know, it's easy to pick the points leader for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Points leader there. And, of course, Austin Derbyshire choosing his bread and butter, Jordan Berry in the number 18 machine. And I believe that was Jordan Berry in the 18, but Darby laughed at me, so he kind of confused me for a second, like making me think I kind of screwed up. And yeah, it is Jordan Berry in the 18, but you see the weather right there. Nice and balmy 72 degrees here in Charlotte with a 75-degree track temp. Northeast 8-mile-an-hour wind here at Charlotte. And we're in the warm-up right now, which is getting ready to end, and we'll get into our starting grid and keys to the race for Sheldon, but we'll go and get our starting grid first as the warm-up just ended here at Charlotte. Actually, we don't have any keys, so disregard my stupidity there. But as I said, we're going to go ahead and get into our starting grid on the night. And of course, the newcomer, Brandon Edstrom, takes pole with a 29.588, and Kevin Dick seems like he is in love with that second place starting spot. He qualifies second with a 29.606. Andrew Chapman takes third position. Ed Shearer Jr. in fourth. Mark Whitley, the 3-time winner, starts 5th place tonight. Tyler Riggs, which actually, interestingly enough, we'll get into this later, races on a controller. He qualifies 6th tonight. Jason Miz is going to start in the 7th place in that 7th truck. Derek Grigsby in 8th. Levi McCarty in 9th. And Joseph Causey is going to round out your top 10 here tonight.
In 11th place, we got Cody Henderson with Jordan Probst on his outside. 13th place, we're going to have Jacob Denson, followed by Scott Felt. In 15th place, we got Andrew Lemke with Timothy Pendergrass on his outside. Starting off in the next row, we got a little bit more of the Pendergrass train with Andrew starting on the inside. In 17th with Jordan on his outside. 19th place, we got James Kerr, and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Jeff Converse.
Running off your 27 truck starting grid tonight, Jim Treat in the 367 down in 21st place. Collins, he's going to be showing up as Zendla Collins, but goes by Z. He's going to be starting 22nd in that 49 truck. Joshua Lucas in 23rd. Austin Pendergrass, the last of the Pendergrass trio, starting 24th. Joshua Gathright starts shotgun on the field tonight in 25th with the last set time. Nathan Aldridge and Jeremy Gibbs did not set time in qualifying, starting 26th and 27th, and we are on for a good one here tonight, folks. 145 laps here in the trucks at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Stages tonight, 25 and 75. No stage cautions on the night, so there will not be any cautions for stage breaks, and the only cautions that will be thrown tonight are for any incidents that may happen here tonight. So with the way these guys have been racing all season, I would not expect any caution.
No, these guys have been incredible all year so far. Lots of good long green flag runs. It's going to be really exciting to see at this place. Going to have a groove widen out all the way up to the fence just about. It's going to be a blast.
Especially with the new trucks and the iRacing tracks update to where you actually can race multiple lines here. Should be a good show tonight, but it's going to be Brandon Edstrom controlling this race. He's going to take this 27 group of trucks down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air for the first time tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pretty even start between Brandon Edstrom and Kevin Dick down into turn number 1. It is going to be Brandon Edstrom on the bottom, Kevin Dick up top, Andrew Chapman down in the 3rd spot, and then 4th, Ed Sheeran Jr. just edges out Mark Whitley on the top.
Edstrom's going to clear up to the top here down the back straightaway. Going into turn 3, not much contest, but he's got the 25 looking down there on his bottom. Oh, he's going to get bought up a little bit.
Edstrom choosing the outside early here. Ed Sheeran Jr. gets down right behind Mark Whitley down into the corners, and it's going to be Brandon Edstrom leading lap 1 here in that 74 truck. Kevin Dick now having to defend from the 25 of Andrew Chapman down into turn number 1 here. And Kevin Dick looks like he's going to be losing out. That outside line, it's going to get good as the sun starts to go down, but here early on, it does not fire off at all. So some trucks are going to have to run that outside line to make it work, but for now, that inside line is going to be champion.
Yeah, and I'm sure that inside line is going to be really good for tire saving, too, as we get on into this thing. But, man, there's nothing more fun than run the top here at Charlotte, especially after how many years we went not being able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, heck, you look at the Xfinity race in real life. They were running all 3 lines when they were here at Charlotte, so we're expecting these guys to be able to run all 3 lines, especially with the way these trucks handle now on ovals. It's a lot easier to run different lines compared to the rest of, the old trucks with the oval refresh. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of good side-by-side racing, but Kevin Dick
in the fence back
early
there.
story. The truck was in the fence further back, but Kevin Dick, the early story, falling back big time here. He's gone from 2nd all the way down, if I could find him, down to 7th right now. So he is falling back big time to start this race.
Yeah, but we know Kevin, maybe he's trying to save a little bit. He tends to do that every week. A lot of good, tight, close quarters racing here, though. Right now we got the 79.
Sorry about that. That was Levi McCarty just in front of Kevin Dick, slapping the wall off of turn number 4. He kept it straight, though. But one thing I did want to talk about early, and I figured this out literally a couple of nights ago, Tyler Riggs in the 26 SpongeBob SquarePants machine, he drives on a controller.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. He drives on a controller. You couldn't tell it from the outside, but if we go here onto the cockpit cam, you can kind of see how jerky the wheel movements are. Yeah, he's driving on a controller right now, running up in 5th position right now, chasing down Ed Sheeran Jr. and Mark Whitley and all these guys up in the top 4. But like I said, you couldn't tell it from the outside, but he is wheeling and dealing on that controller right now.
As clean and as well as this guy runs every week, too, that is just mind-boggling. Because you never really see him throw out any big mistakes or mess up the whole field, so it's impressive to see that.
I tell you what, when Joseph Causey told me a couple of nights ago, I flat out called him stupid for saying that, because I did not believe that Tyler Riggs raced on the controller, but we do have a battle for the lead up front. Andrew Chapman does make a challenge on Brandon Edstrom early on into this run. Lap number 7 here out of 25 here in stage number 1. Chapman on the inside in the 25, Brandon Edstrom in the 74 up top. And I think now we're starting to see that outside line come in a little bit, because earlier on in this run, I mean, it's only 7 laps into the run, but earlier on in this run, we weren't really seeing people be able to race on that outside line. So I think that just shows how quickly that top is coming in.
Yeah, and it's not so much as the top is really coming in a whole lot. It's just these tires are starting to get hot. You're starting to run out of grip there on the bottom. And that the top line can be king after a little bit. It's going to be really hard for Chapman to get anything done against Edstrom here on the bottom, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is true. We are going into the night here. 8:06 virtual sim time right now. The air temp has already fallen 1 degree, and the track is down 4 from the start of this race. So it is falling rapidly as the sun starts to go down. And you saw it right there. Brandon Edstrom absolutely using that top line to be the dominating force early on in this race. And Chapman,
huge push down the back straightaway.
Yeah, a big-time push there, and Chapman looked quick in that 25, I will say. We haven't seen this type of speed out of Andrew Chapman since Las Vegas.
I'll tell you what, he could just be absolutely dangerous tonight. That's for sure. And you see him, he's aggressive on it right now. He was giving Edstrom a huge push down the back straightaway into 3 that last lap to try and square him up out of the line just a little bit so he could get his nose down there and get the run. Didn't quite work out, but...
Yeah, and we remember back to the last race we really saw Andrew Chapman up front was that Las Vegas race, and he was really good in the first half of that race, but unfortunately fell off there at the end, and I believe he finished 7th that night. So Andrew Chapman, of course, really showing the pace, but the guy right behind him in that 3rd spot, Mark Whitley, has been a dominating force all season. He's been a force to be reckoned with in that 77. He's gone 3 wins out of his 4 starts this season. So if you're not set on those top 2 as a race pick here tonight, there's definitely another good one in 3rd spot. And just looking back here, just look at this hornet's nest going on back here.
Yeah, it gets pretty edgy around here mid-pack, especially, you know, at this stage in the run, you got some guys that kind of burn their stuff a little bit too quick, holding up the guys that have been trying to hold on to it. And it can get pretty dicey here in the mid-pack, especially if somebody decides they want to stick it 3 wide, which I think we see one looking for it, but doesn't have the run for it.
Oh, man, there's a car sideways down the back straightaway there, but that is Jacob Denson, Derek Grigsby, Jason Miz, and Andrew Pendergrass there. The guy I saw sideways was Andrew Lemke in the 55 there. He's getting really loose to the inside of Jordan Probst there. That's not Jordan Probst, excuse me. That's Scott Phelps, actually.
Now look what the 91's doing right now. When he's coming into these corners, you saw how the 31 was holding the bottom there. The 91 kind of stuck his nose to the middle, trying to get some clean air to the front splitter. It's going to be huge tonight because you can run anywhere.
Yeah, that was one of the things we were talking about pre-race that we were going to have to watch is you're going to have to go where they're not. With this new truck and the new aerodynamic model they have for these things, it's a lot harder to follow than it used to be. So you're really having to get the clean air onto that splitter to be able to rotate the truck through the corner. And you see right here, it's already resulting in a lot of tight trucks as Joshua Lucas squeezing everything it is worth out of, I believe that was Zedler Collins in the 49.
Yeah, one thing.
It wasn't. That was Jeff Converse in the 92, sorry.
Oh, we got a truck in the wall coming out turn 4.
Oh, man, who was that?
That was a 91 machine.
Jordan Probst, it looks like. Actually, it was Andrew Lemke, I believe, in the 31/55. 31 on the timing and scoring, 55 in the league, so that'll be a little bit confusing. Back up front, though, Mark Whitley has attempted a challenge here. Oh, man, that was Andrew Chapman up in the wall off of turn number 4. Chapman in the wall. We're side by side for the lead. Mark Whitley, Brandon Edstrom, and Ed Shearer Jr. 3 peas in a pot here in turn 1.
I'll tell you what, 2 of those are the regular names around here. Edstrom right now, he's doing a good job for his debut, but he's got a lot to fight here with these 2 on his rear bumper. The Shearer's going to dive down here into turn 3 on the bottom. Yeah, not going to be able to get quite the run, but he's got that clean air. It's going to really help him down the straightaway.
I already know this is going to take Brandon off when I say this, but he is a friend of GridVision, so I feel like it's fair. He's the hot shot rookie here in the High Slide Racing League Truck Series so far. 17 laps into this race. Led all 17 of them, but we got a new leader up front for the first time tonight, Ed Shearer Jr., but Brandon Edstrom going to do the up and under on Ed Sheeran Jr. there, but it's not going to work off the corner. Sheeran Jr. gets the run. Further back, Kevin Dick working on Andrew Chapman, who's dealing with a little bit of damage after slapping the wall off of turn number 4. That battle seems to have cooled off. Back up front, Mark Whitley is all over the back end of Brandon Edstrom. But Levi McCarty also working for position a little bit further back, battling, going all over the track here at Charlotte so far.
I tell you, he's going with his hands full with Whitley behind him, as Whitley's going to tap it down here to the bottom, coming into turn 3. Huge run. It looks like he's going to go for a slider here. Yes, he is. Slide job. He's got him cleared.
Watch for the up and under from Edstrom, though, off the corner. It looks like he's going to be there. Coming up to the line, it looks like that may have been Mark Whitley's position there. Actually, no, Edstrom
it was
got
Edstrom.
him by about just
Barely.
over 100th of a second there.
Yeah, but right now, you got Whitley up here on the top line. He's going to build that run coming out of turn 2. I think he's going to blow the doors off Edstrom here. Oh, he got into the fence a little bit.
Maybe not, as Edstrom's going up to side draft. They're going to be side by side once again down into turn number 3. It looks like Whitley's got the advantage on that top line. Actually, maybe not.
Oh, Whitley into the fence.
Again. Mark Whitley up into the fence. Here comes Kevin Dick as well. He's to the inside of Mark Whitley. All the while, Ed Sheeran Jr. running away from these guys. He's loving what he's seeing in his mirror right now. As now Kevin Dick and Brandon Edstrom are side by side. 5 laps to go into stage 1. Remember, no stage breaks here. They do a randomized wheel spin to determine any stage breaks here tonight, and the wheel chose no stage breaks tonight, so there will not be any stage cautions whatsoever. So these guys, they're racing hard for some stage points, but they also have to keep an eye on their tire.
Yeah, and also with this series, too, you have no idea how long it's going to be before we actually get a natural caution. Because these guys run so clean, most of these things go green flag to flag. So any mistake you make right now, that could be 35, 40 laps from now, that could be your coffin nail.
Yeah, one of the nails in the coffin there, and I believe these guys are looking at about 31 to 32 laps on fuel here tonight. So these guys will be hitting just a few laps after that stage 1 points payout at lap 25, which is in 3 laps here. And if it were to end right now, Ed Sheeran Jr. would win this by about a country mile.
Yeah, it's looking pretty stout for Sheeran Jr. right now, too, because his biggest competition all season has been Whitley and Causey. Causey's back there mired in traffic. Whitley knocked down the fence. Not sure how much damage he got from that, but he hit it pretty hard coming out of 4.
Yeah, Mark Whitley hit the fence hard a couple of times as well. Not as hard as Andrew Chapman did earlier in the race, but Chapman seems to be holding strong in that 5th spot. But looks like Kevin Dick is slowly starting to run down the one truck of Ed Sheeran Jr. as now Causey's working on Tyler Riggs a little bit further back here. But Christian Causey is in a 2-car battle with Levi McCarty and Tyler Riggs.
Oh, gonna be tight there on the bottom. Not gonna be able to get it done here. Riggs loose down that straightaway, man.
According to Whitley's spotter in the Duke chat, I think that truck is okay. So Whitley seems to be fine in terms of damage.
Causey with the slider.
Oh, wow, that was close off the corner there. This is for your 6th spot, I believe. No, this is actually for your 5th spot right here. 3-truck battle for 5th in stage number 1, but we're coming off turn number 4 to take the white flag in stage number 1. Levi McCarty slides up in front of Tyler Riggs there off of turn number 4. But it looks like, for all intents and purposes, this is your stage pretty convincingly as well, as he's got about, looks like about a 7 or 8/10 of a second lead over Kevin Dick. And right behind him for 3rd spot, it's starting to get a little bit spicy as two have been at each other's throats all night to this point.
Whitley's going to get the spot here, coming into 3rd, coming out of turn 4 here.
A
A little bit loose contact, looked like.
That is going to be Ed Sheeran Jr.'s first stage win on the season here tonight. That was lap 25. Remember, there's not going to be any stage cautions here, so there will not be a break for this. They're going to keep on racing, and the next points payout's going to be at lap 75 for these guys, but they do have a couple sets of green flag pit stops they got to get through before they get to that stage.
I'll say one thing. Riggs in that 26 machine since you just mentioned it being controller, man, the fact that he's holding on this well, that is just absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, he is doing really good on that controller as well. And go ahead and get one of our athletes out of the way real quick. That was your Real Assist stage winner, Ed Shearer Jr. Are you tired, or are you a real estate agent tired of worrying if your assistant is worth it? Say goodbye to the hassle with Real Assist. Introducing Real Assist, the innovative solution for all your real estate assistant needs. Unlike traditional hourly services, Real Assist operates on a transaction-based model, ensuring you only pay for the tasks that make you money. Imagine saving thousands while focusing on what truly matters, closing deals and growing your business. Our dedicated team handles everything from administrative tasks to client follow-ups, allowing you to maximize your productivity and profitability. Don't let the stress of managing an assistant slow you down. With Real Assist, you get top-notch support tailored to your needs, giving you peace of mind and the freedom to excel in your career. Real Assist, taking care of all your real estate assistant tasks, transaction-based, worry-free, and cost-effective. Visit our website today and revolutionize your real estate business. Thank you to Real Assist for being the stage winner sponsor here tonight. And if you're just now joining us here tonight, just finished up stage number 1 here at Charlotte. Just under 30 laps into this race. It has been a barn burner to this point. Multiple different leaders here tonight. Ed Shearer Jr. takes home his first Real Assist stage win of the season, but we've been keeping our eyes on this hornet's nest from about 7th on back.
Yeah, this right here too. It's just living proof of what we were talking about earlier, where anywhere you can run on this track. You got a 710 right there running about 2 inches off the fence all the way around. He's about the same exact speed as that 5 truck running in the middle behind him.
Yeah,
these changes.
The 710 and just behind him, that's Jacob Denson. Who else is that? That's Derek Grigsby, Scott Feltz, Jordan Berry. Jordan Probst makes a little bit of contact with those two.
Sideways.
Turning off of turn number 4. Jacob Denson sideways off of turn number 4. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a caution here tonight. Saved by the bell. Looks like that may have been a pit stop gone wrong. I'm going to look at the replay here. See Jordan Berry and Jordan Probst make contact. Oh, yeah. I think Denson was wanting to pit there and then just didn't call it out.
You have to call it out, especially when you're running that close to other guys.
Yeah, he braked way too late to begin with anyway. He would not have made pit road at that speed. And you can hear Denson getting ripped apart on the in-race radio. See another look at this here. Yeah, I don't even think Jacob Denson called that out. And it is a rule in this league. You have to call out your pit stops over the in-race driver radio. Oh. And it does not look like he called it out. But up front, though, back live, this is busy. Pit road is going to be busy.
Zeke Collins just ran out of gas here on the back straightaway.
Uh-oh. On board with Andrew Lemke here. See right here, wow. Looks like Z Collins is going to get back to pit road safely, but pit road's still a very busy place for your leaders as everyone is coming down pit road. It looks like Kevin Dick beat Ed Shearer Jr. off of pit road there. See this race off of pit road. Now that we're through pit stops and our first caution on the night, post stage 1 here, we're going to take our first commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We'll bring you right back for stage number 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer.
Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, America's home for racing. Getting ready for restart number 1 on the night. Kevin Dick going to be your leader coming back to the restart here. He jumps Ed Sheeran Jr. under pit stops, but he does have control of this restart. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you see he gets a really good jump over the field.
Good, clean track in front of Kevin Dick here. He's going to try and pull away a little bit coming here in turn 1 with Mark Whitley on his tail, about 2 car lengths back.
Now we're going to be looking at about another 30 or so lap run for these guys. About 40 laps to the end. About 40 laps to the end of the stage here, so they will have to pit one more time before the end of stage number 2. So that may get a little bit interesting there at the end. But challenging for the lead up front, Mark Whitley to the outside of Kevin Dick. Got really loose there off of the corner, but it looks like it's going to be Mark Whitley that leads that time by.
Whitley to lead last lap. Here he comes with a huge run around the top. He's going to clear him coming out of turn 2.
Now remember, Kevin Dick does like to save his tires pretty early on in these stages, so if you're a Kevin Dick fan and you see him falling back, don't worry. He'll be back up here, I guarantee it. He got back up to second place there by the end of stage number 1, so he'll be back up front challenging for this lead in no time, or unless he decides to stay up here.
Yeah, we got the usual suspects up here, aside from Edstrom, which I got a feeling he's going to slot into that same category here for too long.
Yeah, he's been really surprising here tonight. Coming in as a rookie, you would expect him to just kind of lay low and not really do too much, but I mean, he's being a front runner right now, which is really surprising, especially for a new guy, or well, not necessarily a new guy, but a person that's racing their first race in a new league. You would expect to kind of lay low and not just try not to tick anyone off, but he is out here rubbing elbows with pretty much everyone.
Then you got Henderson up here on his outside. Going down, oh, a little bit of contact down the center of the back straightaway. Looks like it just side draft kind of gone wrong there. Everybody's going to get away okay. But Henderson's going to pull him coming into turn 3 here. Get that spot from him.
I was going to say, that was a hip check gone wrong there, but it looks like everyone survives. Thinking about 3 wide as Joseph Causey to the inside. Scott Phelps thought about taking it 3 there, but decides better on it there. Decides that 3 wide down into a 2-lane part of the tri-oval is not a good idea, as now Cody Henderson is really picking up the pace here.
Yeah, and I really think what we're seeing out of Edstrom right now is he's trying to save either tire or fuel, or maybe a little bit of both. You know, you see him losing all these spots here so quick, and he was so fast that last run all the way through. I think he realized he may have burned his stuff up a little early there, and he's just trying to be on the offense later in this run than the defense like he was earlier.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. I feel like he may have burned his tires off a little bit too quickly, as you said, so looks like he's doing the Kevin Dick strategy here, just falling back, saving some tire, and coming back up before the end of stage number 2. But you also got to remember, as I said earlier, these guys have one more pit stop they have to make before the end of stage number 2. Through the corner here, Joseph Causey to the inside of Scott Phelps. This is for, I believe, 5th spot, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Scott Phelps retains that 5th spot. Edstrom sticking right behind Joseph Causey, not wanting to race him too hard here, but Scott Phelps and Cody Henderson have been the 2 surprises here on this restart. Both of them gaining multiple spots from where we saw them, as I believe there's a car through the grass here. Thought I saw a little bit of smoke. It is.
Oh, we got 2 of them.
Joshua Lucas, and I believe that was Andrew Lemke.
That is going to be a yellow.
Actually, that's Derek Grigsby in the 5. I
Well,
believe this may have been Derek Grigsby either spinning through the grass or both of them going for a slide here. Yeah, looks like both of them went for a slide here, but it was Grigsby that brought the caution out, going sliding through the AstroTurf there, back up onto the racing surface, and that had to be a caution there.
I'll tell you one thing. This is a massive prayer answered for Z Collins right now.
so he got put a lap down when he ran out of fuel under that last caution. And he's going to have a chance to get the lucky dog here, get his lap back.
Yeah, he will get his lap back. He was actually put a lap down because he got a penalty for passing under yellow that was cleared too late. So that is the reason he went a lap down, but that should put him back onto the lead lap. So that, I believe, will put everyone back onto the lead lap here.
Yeah, and I think that penalty, when he got that, that was, I'm pretty sure that was because he had a whole bunch of guys that had passed him when he ran out of fuel.
Oh, man, Ed Sheeran Jr. getting close to the pit wall there.
Getting dicey getting on pit road here under yellow.
A little bit. Almost pulled a me at in a truck race at Daytona a couple of years ago. If you know, you know. So if somebody knows about that, was watching this later on, this is something you can laugh at a couple of days ago, or a couple of days from now.
It's all right. When we went to Dover a few weeks back, I missed my pit entry 3 times. You'd expect the 4th time to be the charm, right? No, I hit the barrels.
As I say, my funny moment is me at Daytona. We're in a truck league, and we're all deciding if we wanted to pit or not. I got faked out by thinking we were all going to stay out, and they went down pit road really late. I tried to get onto pit road, realized I wasn't going to make it, tried to swerve back onto the track, and ended up blowing my engine by hitting the outside wall at Daytona. Needless to say, I've been bullied for years because of that.
I could understand if it was like Darlington or something, but Daytona?
Yeah.
Brother, there's like
Not
half a mile
my
of track
proudest
surface.
Not my proudest moment.
It's okay. I'm still proud of you.
Don't say things you don't mean. That was dark. I'm sorry.
So anyway, Probst is leading this thing now. The Lucas behind him. Nice little, what we got? A little split strategy action going here.
Looks like looks like it as Cody Henderson also stays out here in the 710 truck. Joshua Lucas, Jordan Probst, as you said. Looks like Brandon Edstrom did as well. Joseph Causey may have stayed out too.
Look at this packed house. Everybody on their feet.
Actually, I lied. Everyone behind, I think Joshua Lucas came in. So Cody Henderson on back came in. Probst is saving fuel, so it looks like this could be a strategy play here. Maybe trying to stretch it out. Oh, that's an interesting cam. Looking off the back of Jordan Probst here, you see the majority of the field right behind him. As that would make sense as he is the leader right now.
Yeah, everybody's saving gas. You see Causey diving it down there on the apron. He's probably got the clutch kicked in, the engine shut off. Yes, he does.
I'm looking at it right now. It's going to be close for everyone that just pitted. So, interesting strategy call from Jordan Probst and Joshua Lucas to stay out, excuse me, as they're the only 2 ones that did not pit here. As you can see, laps run a lot of 1s, and then 13 and 12 there.
I mean, here's the thing, though. You know that we're not going to have a stage caution tonight. So maybe they're just trying to get aggressive, have that extra set of tires so they can, kind of have a double shot at freshies at the end of this thing. Because if you pit now, you're going to want to probably take tires, too. I mean, well, you wouldn't, but...
Yeah, that is
people
true.
do.
They will have the extra... Yeah, you're right, they will. Interesting calls to your strategy differences. Did I hear a strategy race? I'm down.
Did,
Let's go.
did we just finally come to the conclusion that stage cautions are terrible for strategy? I think we did.
Oh my goodness. NASCAR, take notes.
Fox is gone. I have to have something else to rag on.
I was going to say, yeah, we don't talk about Fox anymore because it's NBC now. So now GridVision is transitioning to dunking on NBC.
I don't know, man. They were pretty seamless this weekend.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The only reason I hated the Iowa race is because literally, I'm not even kidding, 10 laps after I started watching the Iowa race is when Chris Buescher blew the right front and went into the wall.
Oh, Buescher fan?
Very sad times. It has been a rough season for us Buescher fans.
Hey, there's been a lot rougher, though.
That is true. He is in the playoff bubble here, but our eyes are back on the High Slide Racing League Truck Series here as Jordan Probst takes these guys down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out in the air here at Charlotte, and Probst with a big-time restart on that inside line. Lucas having a little bit of struggles with some wheel spin, it looks like.
Yeah, the outside line can get pretty slick at a lot of these mile and a halves, and on hotter tires, I wouldn't expect it to not be a problem.
Yeah, and we're expecting these guys that stayed out to fall back pretty quickly as now Cody Henderson is already to the inside of Jordan Probst in the 91. Joshua Lucas all the way to the outside into 32. Looks like he is going to get cleared by Brandon Edstrom there. Joseph Causey, and now Scott Feltz having to sit behind him and for another corner here. Cody Henderson to the inside of the 91 truck here. Looks like he's going to get clear for the lead pretty easily in that 710. And Jordan Probst ain't going to be able to do much here.
Yeah, but no, here comes a huge dive to the bottom from Brandon Edstrom. And he's just going to straight up power it in there, get right by him. I think Probst is just kind of trying to keep it under him here at this point. These guys are fast.
They are very fast here, and we're going to be... Oh, man. Lucas thought about 3 wide there with Scott Feltz and Jordan Probst. He may think about it again, but backs out of it here. Scott Feltz still working his way around Joshua Lucas. Now sets his sights on the 91 of Probst. Right in front of Jordan Probst. Brandon Edstrom setting his sights on the 710 of Cody Henderson. Things starting to kick off here as the sun sets here in Charlotte.
Yeah, it's the fun thing about this place too, right? You spend the first half of this race, it's, you know, the track's slick, kind of hard to get around. In the late half of this race, once, you know, the sun goes down and it cools off, this place gets so gripped up, and there's so many options once it does grip up.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks just to run in general, whether it be the Roval or the Oval. I love running this place, and it is just so much fun, especially in the trucks with the new aero model, the new chassis model they have. Makes this truck so much more fun to drive. I used to hate driving the truck, and now I love driving this thing.
Honestly, I have to agree. iRacing did a great job hitting it out of the park with this update. I really hope they bring something similar to the B car.
My hopes are that for that as well, as I really love the B car in its current state, but I feel like it could be so much better as now Martin Whitley gets around Scott Feltz here, working his way around Jordan Probst as well. This is for the third spot here. Probst not really fighting as hard as you would expect on this close of difference between tires here. Only about 13 laps between these guys, so while it seems like a lot, it's not really that big of a difference here at Charlotte, because after about 15 is where you really start
Whitley
to
with a huge bobble.
off.
Caught the apron down there in 1 and 2. Chased it all the way back up the track and kept it under him. But
What the heck is going on with Jordan Probst there, as you saw him getting really sideways there down the back stretch?
he had a little bit of help from Feltz there coming out too.
Yeah, it looks like he did. It's now Mark Whitley to the inside of Brandon Edstrom for the second spot. Up front, side by side for second here.
Oh, make that the lead.
Oh, man, 3 wide for the lead. As looks like Mark Whitley is going to get 2 for the price of 1 here. Henderson having a little bit of struggle with handling here in the 710. Brandon Edstrom to his inside for the second spot. Mark Whitley up to the lead for the first time tonight.
You know, Edstrom's just got to be scratching his head there. Where the heck did he come from?
Absolutely nowhere is the answer to that question.
Yeah, that's Whitley, man.
Oh,
he does.
big wreck further back. Huge wreck. I believe I saw a truck upside down as James Kerr smashes the outside wall.
It was a big hit.
massive wreck here on the front stretch at Charlotte Motor Speedway. James Kerr was involved. I think Derek Grigsby may have been involved as well. Oh, you see right here, that's Andrew Lemke. Huge hit there. Jacob Denson, Tyler Riggs involved. Ooh, man, who was that? Just barely missing Denson. We got to get a look on board with Andrew Lemke here because he had a vicious hit here.
He's had a little bit of help from the 21.
Bam!
The track closes so fast coming out of turn 4. And if you're just slightly to somebody's quarter there, odds are you're sending them.
I feel like this try almost just lead to huge wrecks no matter what you do here. Because if one truck gets in the wrong place at the wrong time, that's a lot of wrecked race trucks. And we saw it right here as Andrew Lemke got up into the wall, got a tap from, I believe that was Levi McCarty, and all hell breaks loose behind him.
It's one of those deals where you just hope that guy doesn't have a motion rig.
Hey, fair enough. It's another one of those glad it's not real life moments.
Yeah.
As you see James Kerr here, he got into this one really late. Oh, what?
Yeah, he locked up the brakes there to try and avoid running into the guy in front of him. He was checked up for it.
Let's get an on-board look at that. Didn't even see him lock the brakes up here. On board with James Kerr here. Does he lock up the brakes? Oh no, he got hit. A lot of net code involved, but he definitely got hit.
It's gotta be some crazy net code because closest truck to him was like, what, a car length back?
Something like that. I'm gonna go back and
Like they weren't even in the picture.
investigation journalism there to figure out what the heck happened to James Kerr. How much netcode was involved here? Oh no, he got hit pretty hard.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm watching it back right now. I just didn't see another truck in the shot
I
when
was
he
gonna
went
say
around.
I didn't see that either. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, where did he just get hit from? Oh yeah, it was Jim Treat. Came in doing mock Jesus. Either way, that was still a really big wreck. They took out a lot of cars here. On board with the 317 of Jim Treat. You see he comes in flying into this thing. Bam!
Just maybe see that from the cockpit. But you can see so much more over the roof than you can driving it.
That is true. That is, wow, that is so true.
It's like a lot of these deals, it's just you don't see where they're wrecking at, and then next thing you know, you're in it.
That is true. 58 laps into this thing. Just under 15 from the end of stage number 2. Mark Whitley leads it over Brandon Edstrom right now. These two have been year 2 dominating forces, the 77 and the 74. Whitley all season. Edstrom so far tonight. Edstrom Jr. was your stage 1 winner in the 1 truck. He's been up there as well. Jordan Berry is a bit of a name we really haven't talked about much tonight, but he's sitting pretty up in 4th spot right now. Andrew Chapman in the 25. He's been solidly in the top 5 all night. Levi McCarty in the 21's down in 6th. Kevin Dick fell down to 7th once again. Cody Henderson came down pit road in the 17. He's down in 8th. Jordan Probst 9th, and Nathan Aldrich is rounding out your top 10 here tonight. It's been a fun one so far here at Charlotte. There's been action all over the place.
Yeah, that's the thing I love about this track. Anywhere you look, you're going to see something going on. It's such a great facility, and it is in real life too. It is really aged well. Like we went through a long stage of this track being terrible. It's so good now.
For sure. I had a couple of buddies of mine. Actually, Brandon Edstrom was one of them that went to Charlotte last year for the 600, and they said it's probably been one of their favorite racetracks they've gone to this point. Now, he'll probably change his mind here in a couple of months when me and him go to Talladega, but for now, he's always been raving about Charlotte Motor Speedway and how it's one of the best tracks he's been to.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I gotta say Daytona's my favorite track I've been to. That place is awesome.
I've only ever been to Richmond. I'll take your word for it.
Oh man, I feel sorry for you.
Hey, I went to Richmond back when it was good, though. I used to go back in the 2000s.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Back when we still had Sealer on it.
Back when it was actually raceable.
Roger.
Or watchable.
Yeah, I think it was last good, I think the last good race there was 2014. Since then, it's been terrible.
That's stretching it, but yeah, I can see why you would think 2014 was good.
Or whichever year it was, they had that really good battle with Brad, Jeff, and Bush, I think.
It's not 2012.
No, it was Gen 6, so it was either 13 or 14.
Why do I think that was? It may have been 2013, because wasn't 2014 when Clint Boyer itched his arm?
That was 12. No, wait, no. That's the weird phase where I really wasn't watching a whole lot.
Hey,
Anyway, let's get watching now.
Next caution here as Mark Whitley is going to be your leader coming to this restart as he enters the Geico restart zone. Great flag in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Whitley gets a really good jump over Brandon Edstrom, who's having to defend from Ed Shearer Jr. Now Edstrom having to deal with a good wheel spin here.
Yeah, Edstrom just slipping right back here into the clutches of this pack. Pretty fast here on this restart. As your usual suspects, Whitley and Shearer, just up here running away with it already. Here comes Chapman back into the picture after that hard hit against the wall earlier. Down here on the inside of Edstrom. Oh, we got a wreck on the front straightaway.
Oh, massive
Z
wreck
Collins.
here. Z Collins involved.
Hard hit there.
What on earth just happened? I have no idea what just happened as the computer was freaking out there. And next thing I know, I see Z Collins sideways in front of the field here.
Yeah, so we had a wreck right in front of him.
Wow.
Joseph Causey hard into the fence, and then that right there's a domino situation.
Yeah, nowhere to go for a lot of trucks there.
Yeah, that's...
This was, yeah, Causey and... Aldridge right in front of him.
Yeah, Aldridge got loose, and Causey didn't really have the time to react to it, tried to react to it, and next thing you know, they're just all around.
Nowhere to go in that situation as well. Charlotte strikes again.
Yeah, this is one of those places, man. You get a cycle of cautions, and it's so hard to get away from each other those first handful of laps. The mistakes start to pop out.
You see right there, Aldridge just gets loose on the throttle there, and Causey with big time damage, Z Collins with big
Causey's
time damage.
done.
Yeah, Causey's done. Z Collins may be done as well. There was a couple of other guys that had a lot of damage from that as well.
This is going to be a huge break for Whitley in the points.
It is, and crucially, Brandon Edstrom comes down pit road from second spot, which will promote Ed Shearer Jr. up into that second spot. Andrew Chapman up into the third spot. And you see your top, was that 4 or 5, or excuse me, top 4, 17 lap old tires, and it goes downhill from there very quickly.
I like what Edstrom's kind of doing here. I think he's realized that there's not much that he's going to do to be able to be better than Whitley and Shearer, so why stay on the same strategy as them?
Yeah, you got to differentiate the strategy here to be able to get this win, because you already know it's going to be really tough with someone like Mark Whitley as company up front. I mean, we've said it a couple of times tonight, he has dominated this season. I think the one race he hasn't dominated was New Hampshire, and he was up front for a good chunk of that race too. Until he got that late speeding penalty. Of course, he wasn't here for Talladega, so those are the only 2 races he hasn't won yet.
It's kind of wild to think about. He's having one of those Truex seasons, you know?
Yeah, just dominating out of nowhere. Also, side note, have fun in retirement, Martin Truex Jr.
Honestly, well earned.
Well,
what a career! What a career, man.
I really liked him until he went to Joe Gibbs. Granted, I have undying hatred for Joe Gibbs, so.
As far as Truex goes, man, like, dude came in, not RCR, DEI was dying when he got there, and it didn't look like he was ever going to get an opportunity. got a little bit of hope with MWR, and that didn't go too well. And he goes to Furniture Row. We all thought he was just going to fall off a cliff. Dude proved us wrong.
Yeah, next thing you know, he's dominating the Coca-Cola 600 in that 78 car. I mean,
30.
Yep. Like I said, I really liked him until he went to Joe Gibbs. But as I said, I have an undying hate for Joe Gibbs. So, and I despise anyone who drives for Joe Gibbs, especially Denny Hamlin.
Yep, and we've got Haas coming back too, which that's a pretty interesting shakeup in the silly season. After so many years with Stuart Haas, they're going right back to the basics. It looks like.
Yeah, just Haas Racing now. From what I've heard, they're keeping one of the charters. The other 3 are going on sale, and they're going to have, I believe, 2 rides in the Xfinity series, is what I read. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Custer's getting himself a money ride there, and or easy ride there in the Xfinity series.
I don't know. They might. I wonder if they're going to pull him back up to Cup, because I know Gene didn't want to see Cole get pushed down to Xfinity.
Custer really wasn't all that hot when he was in the Cup Series. I mean, I feel like his most notable moment when he was in the Cup Series was almost flipping at Coda.
I mean, he got that lucky win at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but other than that, I feel like his most notable moment was almost flipping Martin Truex Jr. at Coda. So.
Hey, we found a tie-in for both of those scenarios. Let's go. What's our track temp looking like now?
Good question. I mean, take a look at our weather here. If I can read, that would be pretty cool. Air temp's gone down to 71 degrees. Can't quite tell what that track temp is. 74, it looks like, as we've officially hit sunset here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 8:50 virtual sim time here. And we're going to be racing in the nighttime to finish this one off.
Yeah, down to 74. This place is going to be gripped from top to bottom here.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to lead to some really exciting racing. Mark Whitley controls this restart over Ed Shearer Jr., Andrew Chapman, and Jordan Berry, row number 2. Kevin Dick and Jordan Probst, row number 3, as Whitley has control over the restart as they enter the Geico restart zone here. He hits it early. Green flag back out in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ed Shearer Jr. deals with the wheel spin a little bit better than Edstrom did on the last restart, and he gets into a solo second place. Chapman's going to show the nose to the inside, but Shearer Jr. going to stay in second for now on that top line. Going to get a little tight off the corner.
Oh, man, they just can't break on each other here. Shearer's going to get a good run coming here into turn 3 on the top. I think he's going to be able to muscle his way past Chapman up here, because that momentum has been so strong up there, and yes, he will come down the straightaway, move Shearer Jr. up into second place.
Oh, we got off-roading going on in the back, but it looks like they're going to keep it straight off of 4 this time. Didn't catch who that was, but there was someone trying to do a pass in the grass a little bit further back.
I mean, everybody's a Dale fan at some point.
Hey, fair enough. As you see Jordan Berry to the inside of Jordan Probst, the Jordan and Jordan battle of the ages here. This is for about 5th spot, I believe, and it looks like Probst gets that battle there. Cody Henderson to the outside of the 18 of Jordan Berry. Jason Miz wants in on this as well. And don't look now, there's Brandon Edstrom sending it through the middle here.
Yeah, this is such an aggravating situation right now. If you're Jordan Berry, you ran down there on that bottom, and you got kind of pinched down there a little bit. Now you're going to lose a whole bunch of spots because you just couldn't get the whole track, get the full momentum.
Oh, Edstrom through the middle, 3 wide here. Jordan Berry on the inside. Jason Miz up by the wall. Miz up
in the wall.
And Edstrom comes out the beneficiary there. 2 for the price of 1. They're going to be 3 wide for a moment just again there, as Tyler Riggs had to back out of that one.
Ooh, Henderson with a huge move up here to the top on the outside of Probst.
Henderson to the outside of Probst. Things kicking off here big time at Charlotte. Henderson to the outside of Probst. He gives Kevin Dick a big time bump down into the corner. Cody Henderson thinks about going to the outside 3.
Caution's out.
Caution on the racetrack. This is further back. Looks like another big wreck. It looks like in turns 3 and 4. Nathan Aldrich.
Yeah, that's the thing about this place, man. There's so much calamity that can happen around here. You have Oh, just
man,
huge contact. Man, Aldridge was along for the ride there.
Who was that turned him? Didn't quite catch who that was. Was that Jim Treat again?
I think so. It looked like the 5 machine, right?
Yeah, Grigsby is the one who got turned originally. It was Jim Treat.
Ugh. Oh, there's a third one in it, too.
Gotta feel bad. Oh, man, there was another wreck further up. It looks like, but you gotta feel bad for Nathan Aldridge there.
Those are the type of wrecks that are actually scary on here. Going to the corner, everything's fine. Next thing you know, you're looking at the outside wall.
And yeah, I've had a few of those as well, and you're sitting there like, oh yeah, racing for position. Oh my gosh, that's the outside wall. I cannot tell you how many times that's actually happened before.
Well, this is a very out of character race for these guys.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you had New Hampshire last week that had more cautions than average, and this one's looking like the same. I mean, we went through the first 4 races and only had, I think, 3 total cautions. So this is a little bit of a surprise for these guys.
I mean, you're also getting to that point, too. You know, this league's pretty new. And these guys have been out here racing each other for a handful of weeks. They kind of know, you know, how aggressive they can be with each other. And sometimes you dip over that line just a little bit. And once you do that, it doesn't go well.
I did a little bit of research here on High Slide, and they apparently ran a season back in 2021. So they have 1 season under their belts, but it looks like they took a 2-year hiatus for this league, but now it seems to be back in full force with what looks like a lot more competition.
I do have to say, these are some beautiful camera shots we got going right now into this yellow.
Hey, you can thank Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams for these cameras, as they are some beautiful cameras.
I'll tell you what, Andrew, man, he's a legend at what he does. Look at that. You can see the smog out there. That's cool.
That is crazy. But Whiplash SimCams, of course, one of our longtime sponsors here at GridVision. Always got to thank those guys who help us get it done every week. Should be coming back to 1 lap to green, and it will be a shootout for the end of the stage, as it's not 1 to green just yet. But either way, it is going to be a shootout for the end of the stage, and this is going to get crazy. Even if there isn't a caution, I can already guarantee you these guys are going to be racing like it's the last lap.
Well, we may be racing to a caution. That's a very strong possibility.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a very strong possibility that we will get some kind of crazy. Oh wow, that is awesome.
That is sick. Beautiful old track. This place has always been one of the most gorgeous facilities in the sport. You can tell it's the hometown race.
Yeah, for sure. And as someone who is currently hyperfixating over photography right now, that is awesome to see. Gotta love ADHD. You know, those random 3-week hyperfixations on the most random of things.
It's just so cool, too, about how much detail iRacing packs into these things.
Yeah, and especially for, I mean, if you really look at it for how small iRacing is, I mean, iRacing's only, I think at the moment, an 85 gigabyte download, which for how much content they have right now, with how many tracks, how many cars, how much detail they put into each and every car and track, that's relatively small. That's smaller than most Call of Duty games nowadays. You know how...
Yeah, I mean, they've always been a master at putting the most detail into the things that you absolutely need to see the most detail out of, and then just optimizing, you know, the back end of it, right? Like a lot of games right now, everybody's going for these full 3D rendered people in the grandstands and objects in the infield. You know, the stuff that you won't even see, like, you know, the porta potty. Man, we don't need that to have a hitbox, you know?
That is true.
Like,
and I mean,
iRacing's always done good with that.
There is also the rumor of a complete graphics overhaul coming to iRacing, which, I mean, that would, or it's not a rumor from, but I've heard that it should be coming here. I think, what did they say, like the next year or so, that they were doing a complete graphics overhaul?
Well, I hope that they take their time and they do it right.
Just like they did with Rain, because Rain has been one of the greatest things they've ever added to the sim.
Because like they have rushed things before and it hasn't turned out so well, but you know, I really think that they've got it figured out how they. I think they've really figured out how to get that feed of content going to us here in the past couple years since COVID.
I'm so glad you just did not react to that.
What'd you say?
You said they've definitely rushed things, and I went, new tire model set.
Yeah, that one's pretty painful. But hey, that's come a long way too. So
That is true. That is very true. The tire model has come a long way since they released it, and well, we are going to do another restart here. This will be to the end of stage number 2 here. Lap 75 is the lap these guys are looking for that points payout. No caution at the end of 75, though, but as we said earlier, we could very well be racing towards one as green flag back out of the air as Mark Whitley gets another huge jump over Ed Shearer Jr. Now Shearer Jr. is going to have some competition here down at a turn number 1 as it looks like Andrew Chapman is going to make a pretty good challenge for that second spot.
oh, Chapman hard to the wall.
Huge into the outside wall. Big time wreck here in turn number 1. And there's the caution we were talking about.
A horrible heartbreak for Chapman, who has been running, honestly, his best all night long. That's devastating for him right now.
That car is the definition of destroyed.
I don't think it's firing right now. Oh, a lot of frustration over the driver chatter, and well warranted too.
Wow. I'm not going to repeat everything Andrew Chapman said, but he said along the lines of, "You're lucky that my engine is blown, or else I would have dumped your bleep."
Shearer just very aggressive pinch there. I mean, it's what you got to do, but sometimes like I said, you cross over that line and there's no coming back from it, and that's one of them situations right there. That's terrible for Chapman, who's run so well all night long.
Yeah, that will for sure be on Ed Shearer Jr. there. We get another look at it here. Oh, man, there may have been a little bit.
Doesn't even look like he actually touched.
Yeah, there may have been about an inch or so of netcode there, but still.
See this back again.
Look.
Maybe
slow-mo.
Zoom it up a little bit here, because it didn't look like they actually touched from that angle, but that front bumper could be blending in too. Let's see.
We'll see. Oh no. There was a lot of netcode in that.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe the 25 got a little loose on the bottom and chased it up, and Shearer was just there.
Who knows?
It's just such a hard one to call, because there's definitely netcode involved.
Apologies, just listening to the race control briefing over this. Looks like both drivers will be getting the at fault, and Andrew Chapman already voicing his displeasures with that. Yeah. Well, according to race control, it looks like there was about 2 or 3 inches of netcode between the two, so it doesn't look like they would have made contact without the netcode, so it looks like that both drivers are going to get the at fault for that, and Andrew Chapman was not happy about it.
I mean, he's not going
to. Ed Shearer Jr. now saying he was just trying to side draft. There was no ill will in that.
No, and Shearer's really clean. You know, we've seen some great races with him so far this year. There's no way that he'd want to go do that, especially when it wasn't merited.
Yeah, let's get another look from Ed Shearer Jr.'s left front here, or excuse me, yeah, left front. Look at the replay here.
So we're going to watch right here.
Ed Shearer Jr.
You see this guy? I'm close, a little tight, you know.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was no contact. And I've watched it back from a different angle a few seconds ago, too, and the 25 didn't turn until that alleged contact happened.
Ed Shearer Jr. does get an EOL for that, but both drivers were given the at fault. So since Andrew Chapman cannot continue, I believe he may. I don't know what the situation will be with that, but that'll be something to watch next week, possibly.
I really hope that these two don't end up forming a rivalry over this deal too, because they've had some pretty good battles this year.
They have, and It always sucks to see races end like that, especially in that violent of a manner. But that was the end of stage number 2 there. And I believe it may have been Mark Whitley taking that stage. It'll really be interesting to see if Ed Sheeran Jr. gets second place stage points for that or not. I'll be really interested to see if he actually does, because I believe they were still doling out penalties at the end of stage number 2 there, but lap 76 here. It for sure was Mark Whitley that won stage number 2 there. So Ed Sheeran Jr. takes stage number 1. Mark Whitley takes real assist stage number 2 there, and that is a lot of stage wins. I don't even know how many stage wins Mark Whitley is up to at this point. I think it's like 6 or 7 now.
How many stages have we ran this year?
A lot.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
As we continue on these pace laps here, one lap to green here. Mark Whitley going to be taking these guys back to green flag racing, and hopefully they're able to calm it down just a little bit, because these guys should be getting pretty close to the end of this current fuel run. There's a few people that should be getting close here, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here to start stage number 2. Coming through 3 and 4 here. Once again, Mark Whitley going to have control over this restart. Kevin Dick to his outside. Brandon Edstrom in that 3rd spot in the 74 truck. Tension rising once again. Great flag back out of the air. Kevin Dick gets a lot of wheel spin on that outside line, side by side for the 2nd spot. Kevin Dick, though, gets clear of Edstrom for that 2nd spot, and now Kevin Dick's going to go back to chasing Mark Whitley for that lead.
Yeah, Whitley with a good launch, but it's kind of clearing itself up in the draft with the 52 behind him. Reeling him in down the back straightaway here. Kevin Dick's been really strong on I2. Going to stick his nose down there.
Back. We're keeping our eye on this battle for the lead here, because it looks like it should be tightening it up pretty soon here, as Lucas gets a little bit loose there to the inside of Timothy Pendergrass in the 45. As Edstrom does get to the inside of Kevin Dick for that 2nd spot, and it looks like he may get clear down in the corner. Down into 3, yep, new 2nd place runner, Brandon Edstrom. He's gonna go back to chasing Mark Whitley in that 77 truck. Cody Henderson trying to get to the inside of Kevin Dick as well.
Probst all over the rear bumper there, coming through the front straightaway. Rear bumper of Jordan Berry coming into turn 1. Berry on the bottom of the 26 machine of Riggs.
Oh man, Jordan Probst
in the wall.
Berry almost a little bit of contact down the back straightaway. So it looks like Cody Henderson is going to get clear of Kevin Dick there. He slides up in front of Tyler Riggs, who promptly looks to his outside and now to his inside.
Yeah, and Dick right now, he's just doing what he does best. He's saving that stuff so he can be fast on the end of this thing. We've seen this strategy all night. We've seen it all year, really. He just kind of rides around, lets everybody go by him, then flies by him after 20. It's Probst looking to his bottom here.
I do want to see the laps run graphic, though, if we can, real quick, just to see how many laps everyone has run on this set of tires to this point. Yeah, we're definitely coming up on a pit cycle here. It looks like, as we see 27, 26, 28 there, 25 for a couple of guys. Caution's
out again. I mean, that's the thing, though. We've run a lot of caution laps here. Ooh, that's not the place you want to be.
Oh, I didn't even see what happened.
Somehow he was stuffed into the tire barriers on the inside wall.
You can't park there. Oh man.
Hard hook right into the fence.
Who is that? 92, Jeff Converse, it looks like. Oh man, Hornet's Nest going on up here. Is that Jim Treat again?
It looks like it.
Jim Treat's just not having himself a good race, is he?
He's not making any friends. That's for sure.
Oh, right into the tire barrier.
See, Treat's going to try and take it up here to the top. And,
Bam!
I mean, the 92 kind of came up there, and it just looks like Treat held where he was, and I don't think the 92 was expecting Treat to be there.
It's almost a carbon copy of what we had between Shearer and Chapman, as pit road is really busy right now. While we are under this commercial break, we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. We'll be right back. We'll take you through stage 3 here. Stay right here on GridVision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we just got finished with another caution period here, as it's now going to be Jason Miz leading this thing, Derek Grigsby in that second spot, Mark Whitley, Brandon Edstrom row number 2, Cody Henderson and Jordan Probst row number 3. But Jason Miz and Derek Grigsby did not pit, and Grigsby has already said that he's dealing with some damage, so this will be an interesting restart here.
Yeah, this is not going to be a fun one for Edstrom starting out, I can tell you that, unless he can get that duck up there to the top on the restart. But it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
It is going to be interesting as the pace car makes that hard left turn back onto pit road. It's in Jason Miz's hands now. Green flag back out of the air here, and Grigsby. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
Edstrom with a huge push to Grigsby. Edstrom to the top here. Oh, Grigsby just sliding up, though.
Oh, Grigsby.
Why would you do that?
What in the world? This is fun. We're having fun, guys. I swear we're having fun. As now Edstrom's going to take it to the middle, 3 wide. Grigsby's just going to get out of the way here.
Huge slide in the 710. Oh, we got a wreck behind him.
Got a 4. Oh, and I believe Edstrom
huge crash.
And a big crash right here. What the heck?
It started raining, did it?
It's almost an exact. Wow, what the? See a lot of cars getting sideways there. Edstrom slaps the wall. Jordan Berry.
Oh, we got one on the wall in the front straightaway.
Yeah, that was
that Edstrom?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Edstrom. Yeah, a couple of guys taking the Roval chicane there.
And it looked like the old one All-Star race. Get your backups out.
Get the backup cars. I just heard
Look at that.
Go, is there a full moon in Sim right now?
Look at that. They've wrecked so much at Causey's been able to find his bumper, put it back on, and straighten it.
Causey's up in 13th right now.
Jesus. What a race.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's I'm going to look up if it's a full moon tonight, because this has been a crazy race. Yep, it's a full moon. That makes sense.
All
Actually,
right.
it's a 97% full moon, but close enough to a full moon. So that explains what's going on tonight.
Well, I mean, iRacing is about 97% realistic, so
That is true. So it is
It
currently
tracks.
for you astrology nerds. It's a waxing gibbous right now. 97% illumination. Tomorrow is supposed to be a full moon. So that explains what's going on here.
would have been a good night to send him on the Legends course there, as we get another one of these beautiful, breathtaking camera angles of the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Once again, got to thank Andrew Cardinal the fourth of Whiplash SimCams for those, because these are some really good camera angles.
And thanks for tuning in to GridVision America.
Yeah, as we had a funny joke about that, but we're not going to say that on air, Sheldon.
Yeah, Darby says, why not?
Because I like my job, thank you very much.
Well, your boss said it's cool.
All right, fine. Well, Darby got me with a joke saying there was a Chinese version of GridVision that was dubbing all of our broadcasts into Chinese. And he had me so convinced that I asked for the channel name, and he goes, I'm just joking. And then he made the joke I should go on Fiverr and actually pay somebody to dub one of our races into Chinese. And yeah, I would love to see that actually.
Did you realize that 710 trucks left rear quarter panel says gullible?
No, it does not.
I don't know. You might want to look.
That's not the 710, Darby.
He's looking.
Is it actually?
Oh my God, I'm dying.
I despise you.
A lot of people have throughout the years. Most of them on iRacing.
And if you look over here, you're going to see Nick Stein, the commentator, want to slap the ever-loving you-know-what out of his co-commentator, Sheldon Atkins.
Oh, but Nick lives in an entirely different state and can't do it.
I could do a virtual slap.
Reminds me, iRacing needs to get on giving us, like, in-cockpit animations. I really want to stick the finger out the window sometimes.
In my case, I love driving the Indy car, so I'd like to be able to stick my middle finger out the halo, you know?
Exactly.
Or if you're in a GT car, you could just stick it out the window.
Yeah, it'd
Actually, no, that wouldn't work because I don't think you can open the windows.
be great to have for the NASCAR stuff, though. Just
Oh,
get that old GTA 5, you know, middle finger flying over the roof.
No,
We've devolved into
it's that
madness
good
here,
old-
guys. We're sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just give us a second. But there's also, you know, the guys that think they're funny. They have the hotkey, the middle finger out the window hotkey.
That is actually me. I have that one.
I figured.
I've been doing that since 2016, 2017. Whenever.
Oh,
when
you-
did I get on here? 18. That's when I got here. Can't get my years right.
Man, you've been here 2 years longer than I have, and you still suck. Just kidding.
Yep.
Oh well, if you admit it, then I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the joke.
It's all right. Bring back the old tower model. I'll show you a thing or two, kiddo.
And fair enough. I got on here, I think, right after NTM7 came out. Because that came out in what, late 2019, right?
2020, I believe.
Okay.
It was only active on like a few cars when it first came out. Because I remember when they first added it to the Xfinity car after it being on the Cup car for like half a year. It was bad. We felt like we were driving boats down the straightaways.
I remember that. It's been, I just remember that Twitter account. It's been this amount of days since Dynamic Track was in the game.
I need
But,
that link.
We've gotten it back somewhat here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as green flag back out of the air for Mark Whitley. Jason
Ooh.
Miz dealing with a little bit of wheel spin on that outside line. Cody Henderson having to deal with that now, and Brandon Edstrom right behind him as well. Will this restart get as crazy as the last one?
I'm thinking so. And Whitley with a massive jump from the lead here. He's pretty much
Jump.
just pulling these guys. And right now you got the 5 here with that damage on the right front. That's really going to be holding up this pack of trucks behind him.
Oh, we'll have to see. Do we go slip and slide in here in turns 3 and 4? Looks like everybody survives, kinda.
Gracie trying to put a block on the 7 there, and the 7 just hit him with a crossover coming down the front straightaway.
Jason
Miz is going to
no sir.
dive it down here and take the second spot in 1 and 2.
Cody Henderson to the outside of Jordan Probst in the 91. Edstrom to the outside of Joshua Lucas on your screen.
Oh, huge crash on the back straightaway.
A back straightaway.
I think we had one flip.
Jim Treat. I believe Z Collins as well is involved in that.
There's Z Collins just packing it up now.
Oh, man, you see the 2 truck there. Jeremy Gibbs to the outside. Ooh, almost
Is that
car upside
Treat
down
again?
there. Yeah, that's Jim Treat, Jeremy Gibbs, Z Collins.
Jim's looking forward to next week, I can tell you that.
Z Collins letting out his good old boy, South Carolina. See Jeremy Gibbs there.
Got
Back
him
the inside
straight
wall.
into the wall. A bad first night for Z.
For sure. Right on board with Z Collins here in the 49, and you see all hell breaks loose in front of him, and bam! And another one for good measure.
Let's see what was going on. A little bit better with the 2, maybe.
Yeah, because Jeremy Gibbs there, he definitely almost got upside down as Jason Miz comes down pit road, Nathan Aldridge down pit road. Believe that is Andrew Pendergrass, James Kerr, Jeremy Gibbs, and Jim Treat down pit road as well. As the full moon is out in full force tonight, it has been a very out of character night here tonight for the High Slide Racing League Truck Series caution. I believe number 9 tonight for these guys, and this is not what we're used to seeing. If you're seeing this league for the first time, we're used to seeing a lot of clean side-by-side racing, and it has been crazy tonight.
I mean, you got a handful of rookies. This is, if I remember correctly, this is the first mile and a half that we've gone to with these guys since we got the new truck.
That is true.
So there is a lot of difference in what these things are capable of and what they're not capable of now. And plus, Charlotte, I mean, yeah, like we've been talking about how wide the groove is, but that's the thing. The track surface itself, not that wide, but the groove in retrospect to the track surface, pretty wide. So you got different places you can go, but it all funnels into itself very fast coming off of these corners.
Yeah, that's true. That does lead to a lot of big wrecks here, and we've seen our fair share of them tonight. So as we're encroaching on 50 to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, lap 145 is the number we're shooting for. Getting ready to start lap 96 here. Mark Whitley still your leader ahead of Derek Grigsby, who's going to be on the outside in that second spot again. So we know how that restart where the 5 was on the outside ended up, so this will get really interesting.
Yeah, we'll give Grigsby a lot of credit here. He is for somebody that has.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's really done a good job of holding on with all these guys behind him on fresher stuff with, all 4 corners of the truck in decent shape.
Well, he does also have toe damage as well on that 5 truck from an earlier incident. So it's a miracle at this point. He's managed to stay in the top 5 with how crazy these things have been.
I don't know. Maybe he skewed it out the right way. If we do know side force is huge, but I doubt that at the same time.
Still 2 laps to green for these guys as things starting to line up once again. It looks like it's going to be Mark Whitley restarting on pole here. Derek Grigsby to his outside is going to be Kevin Dick and Cody Henderson in row number 2. Looks like Jordan Probst and Brandon Edstrom are going to be row number 3. Joshua Lucas and Ed Shearer Jr. after getting that EOL earlier is back up into 6th.
Well, I don't think Shearer getting back up here into the top 5 is that surprising as fast as he is here.
I mean, to be fair, with how crazy it's been since he's gotten that EOL, I mean, it's a miracle he hasn't been involved in one of these wrecks yet.
One of the things that I really like about him as a driver is how well he reads the room every time we have one of these races. It's like he knows what's going to happen before it happens. It's real calm and calculated. Him and Whitley both.
I talked to him a couple of nights ago, and he said he was running this league to get ready for RTP. I believe next year he was wanting to make another run at it. So he said that was the main reason for him wanting to run this. And it looks like he's doing a really good job getting used to how this truck drives here as he gives a little bump to Joshua Lucas there in the 32. But lining back up here for another restart on the night, lap 97 of 145. Mark Whitley and Derek Grigsby going to be leading them back to green.
The main question I have with this restart is, will Grigsby still be able to hold on? He's done a masterful job maintaining that track position here since, he took that strategy gamble. Is he going to be able to hold on?
As now Mark Whitley going to have control over this restart here. Once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Whitley down into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out in the air. Derek Grigsby on the outside gets a little bit of wheel spin. Mark Whitley with another huge restart. Kevin Dick now even with Derek Grigsby. Cody Henderson gets down into the outside line. Dick gets clear of Grigsby down into the corner. Now we're going to have to watch behind them and see what happens here as Grigsby is going to be holding up that outside line. Cody Henderson now having to block from Jordan Probst. 3 wide here down the back straightaway. Ed Shearer Jr. and Joshua Lucas now 3 wide. Levi McCarty to the inside. Joshua Lucas gets loose. Ed Shearer Jr. now takes it all the way up to the wall.
That's okay. Oh, we got a huge wreck on the front straightaway again. Is that going to be a caution?
Huge wreck here, as I believe that is Timothy Pendergrass.
Caution is out.
Oh, man. Timothy Pendergrass, a huge hit there.
Yes. Yes, hooked him right in.
All right, with that, we're going to go and take a commercial break as chaos here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Whitley still leads to stay right here. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and yeah, we looked, and the moon is out in full force tonight. It is a full moon over the Charlotte Motor Speedway, as it has been a very uncharacteristic race for the High Slide Racing League Truck Series. Currently on caution number 11 on the night here, as one lap to green now, as the lights on the pace car do go out. Mark Whitley and Kevin Dick leading these guys back to the green flag here. And that is Cody Henderson, and Jordan Probst in row number 2, Derek Grigsby and Joshua Lucas are your 5th and 6th spots right now. Tyler Riggs, Joseph Causey 7th and 8th, and I believe that is Brandon Edstrom and Nathan Aldrich in 9th and 10th. Actually, that is, I can't quite catch who that is. I believe that is the 89, that is Joshua Gath, right? We are getting ready to come back to green here, hopefully, and hopefully we'll stay green.
Yeah, and right now, just the problem we've been having this race is there's been a lot of take outside the top 5. There has not been any give. Everybody's been trying to take every inch of this track, take every run they can, and that's kind of what's been leading us into trouble here. These guys up here in the top 10, they've been masterful about giving each other room, giving each other space, and making sure everybody makes it to see the end of this thing. But mid-pack to the back, that's where the problem's been lying.
Yeah, we are coming back to another restart here. Mark Whitley has control over this thing. Kevin Dick in that second spot is now coming to the Geico restart zone. Great flag back out into the air. Whitley with another big jump here. Kevin Dick with a little bit of wheel spin on that outside line. Now Cody Henderson to his inside down into 1.
Yep. Kevin Dick going to try and charge hard here in 1 and 2. Try and get that spot, keep it from Henderson. I think Henderson's gotten beat, though. Henderson's going to pull him coming out of turn 2 here down the back straightaway.
Looks like they're, for the most part, keeping it clean. Jason Miz hops up in front of Nathan Aldridge further back, but our eyes...
Probst down to the bottom, just about ready coming to turn 3.
Wow!
What a save.
With an aggressive move there to the inside.
I don't know if that was a move or if he got hooked down there, but the fact he kept it under him was impressive. He was all up on that.
That is save of the race right there. Save of the race candidate already.
Beautiful driving from Probst. You got Henderson down here diving on the inside of Dick, coming into turn 3. Is he going to be able to get the spot? They're going to run close.
As Henderson now to the inside of Kevin Dick.
Tight.
It's a little
He
bit
got
tight.
loose off him. We got spin.
Lucas sideways off of turn number 4. They keep it.
It's not going to be yellow.
No yellow. No caution for that. As Lucas and Miz both kept it straight there. Back up front, though, Kevin Dick has kept it in front of Cody Henderson. Now Jordan Probst.
3 wide. Causey in the middle here. 3 wide coming into turn 3.
That is, I believe, Joshua Gathright to his outside. Jordan Berry now as Causey backs out of that. Berry gets a little bit loose. Now Causey back to the outside of Jordan Berry.
500 IQ moment for Causey there. Now Scher up on the outside.
Junior that went 3 wide.
That was a smart move for Causey to back out of it because you saw how loose Berry got coming out of turn 4 there after Causey backed out of it. That would have been the end of the night for Causey most likely, as well as Scher Jr.
Yeah, that would have been the end of the night for a lot of other trucks. As Cody Henderson and Jordan Probst just made a lot of contact in 3 and 4. Both of them keep that thing straight, but Cody Henderson was dead sideways.
Huge side draft coming into 1. Probst is on a mission right now. He's been lurking around mid-pack this entire thing. He's tired of what he's seen back there. He's on the way to the front.
Yeah, he is as well. And right behind him, you see Ed Sheeran Jr. in the 1 truck. He's a man on the mission right now, trying to get back up to where he was earlier in this race. Right in front of him, Brandon Edstrom looking to the inside of Tyler Riggs, now to the outside. And Derek Grigsby, with the damage, is keeping this thing in the top 5 right now.
We got to factor in, too. Scher came down and took 4 tires on that last caution. He was running 16th.
Inside of Grigsby now.
Edstrom's going to run close here. No contest from Grigsby coming down the back straightaway.
That got side down the corner now. Ed Sheeran Jr. to the inside of Grigsby. He's going to get clear of that 5 truck, and now Ed Sheeran Jr. going to be working on his best friend, Brandon Edstrom, for that 7th spot. I believe that is for 7th. No, that is actually for 6th spot. Is now Edstrom to the outside of Tyler Riggs. You got to remember, Tyler Riggs was almost upside down earlier in this race, and he's now back fighting for that 5th spot with Brandon Edstrom, who's now got Cody Henderson right in front of him.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got an attrition race, a lot of opportunities to come down pit road and put parts back on the car if you lose them.
That is true, and I
really played into a lot of these guys' hands. Yeah,
very, very true, as Derek Grigsby has somehow kept that thing in the top 10 pretty much all night while having to get a lot of damage fixed. Is now Cody Henderson trying to make that truck as wide as possible in that 710 machine. He's looking to the outside of Jordan Probst now, as Brandon Edstrom is looking for any way he can get around the 710. He's just going to push Cody Henderson right past Jordan Probst here.
He's going to attempt to anyway.
He thinks about 3 wide there. Not enough room for the 74 truck, but it looks like that this battle is going to stall out for just a second right here as they're side by side once again here. Back up front, Mark Whitley is starting to run away from Kevin Dick, who's been watching this battle in his mirror between Cody Henderson, Brandon Edstrom, Jordan Probst, and Ed Sheeran Jr. Now, pretty much everyone has gotten clear of the 91 of Probst as Edstrom now still behind Cody Henderson. Henderson slides up in front of Edstrom.
Oh, in the wall.
Off turn number 4. So does Cody Henderson. Edstrom is not happy with the 710 right now.
Yeah, Scherer got a little bit of fence there, too.
Well, I believe 4 trucks got some fence there as now James Kerr.
Oh, here goes Anderson to the bottom. He gets him loose.
Edstrom
Sideways in front of Probst.
Sideways. Almost blows it over there.
Probst is hard on the wall.
Probst destroys the inside wall. Jeremy
Jesus.
also slaps the wall at the end.
And Edstrom just about took flight on the back straightaway.
You saw it there as well.
Just gets down there, you know.
Edstrom came up a little bit there.
Yeah, Edstrom slid up a little bit. Got into the door of him.
Ah, man. It looks like Edstrom's okay, though, but he is.
Yeah, Edstrom's all right, but let's look at Probst, because I guarantee you Probst is destroyed. I saw his front clip flying off.
Probst absolutely destroyed the inside wall there. Looks like he's all good.
I think it was. Could it? Oh my gosh.
Oh, may it? No.
Could have been the.
Biggs.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he knocked it.
He is hurting, but it looks like that truck is okay. And pit road's going to be busy here because we're 31 laps from the end. If you feel safe, you can make it to the end here. So pit road is about to be.
Scherer staying out.
Ed Sheeran Jr. stays out. Who else? James Kerr stayed out, but he is a lap down. Man, I'm kind of sad. That racing was getting good right when that caution came out. As you see, it looks like most everyone taking forward fuel here, because this should be to the end for all of these guys.
All right, now you got Edstrom and Scherer staying out here. Interesting call for Edstrom to stay out.
I wonder if they're expecting more cautions here.
I wonder if they have tires, because I know Edstrom. Didn't Edstrom pit with Scherer on that last cycle?
That's actually a good question.
Like, do they have a set? Tell you what, you better hope you do, because.
Oh, Alex Murray in the YouTube chat is saying he's in the pit box of Brandon Edstrom, and they're going to win this race. So I think these guys are cooking up a little bit of strategy here, because if you remember, Ed Sheeran Jr. and Brandon Edstrom are teammates in official racing. So those two are teammates. I guarantee you they're on the same strategy right now.
Say one thing: keeping up with what Scherer's doing. It's a good way to follow that guy.
Oh,
Scherer pitting.
Road. Interesting.
Maybe he sees something with the fuel mileage that the others aren't seeing right now. You got a bunch of cars diving in behind him too.
I'm curious what that 74 camp has got cooking up right now.
I mean, we did see the 5 hold back the pack, though, with completely destroyed right front on old tires. So, and by destroyed right front, I mean busted toe link.
Is Edstrom a lap down? No, he's not. I think he's just saving fuel right now. I wonder if they're expecting more cautions before the end of this race, and that's a fair assumption for how the rest of this, or for how this race has gone so far. Oh, okay, he has an EOL, so Edstrom is not your leader. It's gonna be Mark Whitley. So, as I said, I think these guys are expecting more cautions before the end of this race, which, like I said, that is a completely fair assumption.
I think the reason he didn't pit there just because he wants to be on fresh tires later. He knows there's probably going to be another caution. Come down, you're already guaranteed to be at the back of the pack. Come down that next caution cycle, throw on that last set of tires. Take those four Mr. Field Goods to the front.
That is true, as it looks like Edstrom's going to have to serve that EOL here.
That's actually a really good call. It's maximizing on a bad hand.
True, and he's talking a big game. He's talking a big game, saying Edstrom's going to win this race, which, I mean, if he can come through the field as quickly as Ed Sheeran Jr. came from his EOL earlier in the race, then he's definitely got a chance. But, I mean, with this late in the race, it is going to be tough to come back from that something like that. Just in, what, 27 laps?
Yeah, like what I'm really curious about, too, is Scherer hit late. Off sequence from the rest of the guys on the lead lap here.
Well, from this point on, Scherer is going to be good. It'll be tight for everyone else, but Scherer is going to be good for sure, because we're expecting 30 to 32 laps as a fuel window. So it's going to be tight for everyone else, because that caution came out with 32 to go.
And you can basically guarantee another one at this point, the way things have been tonight.
I wouldn't go as far as guarantee, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely expect at least one more caution here tonight. So strategy really starting to come into play here at Charlotte, and we're going to be very much invested in the last 30 laps of this race here as Mark Whitley and Kevin Dick lead these guys back to green flag once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Whitley has control. Green flag back out in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Another wheel spin start for Kevin Dick there, but he gets clear. Cody Henderson barely gets clear at that, and now Cody Henderson's going to have to go to defending from Tyler Riggs. Levi McCarty gets clear the 5 of Grigsby, and all hell is breaking loose behind them.
A lot of chaos. You got to be wondering here, where's that next caution going to come from? If we're going to have one, or are we going to go green?
Oh, looked like it was about to be right there, going down into 3.
Oh, there it is. Grigsby sideways in front of the field, in front of 2. Causey in it.
Shearer's involved. Jordan Berry's sideways there as well, and there's the caution they were wanting.
Pete's sake.
Well, you called it. See, Grigsby gets loose there on the top.
Just got up in there and wiggled and chased it back down the
man.
track. I mean, should have locked her up there, but
in it. Shearer's in it. Oh, man, that's a hard hit for Ed Sheeran Jr. there. That is radiator damage for sure. You see Jordan Berry hits the attenuator there. And Derek Grigsby has been issued a drive-through at the drop of the next green flag. That is his second caused caution on the night. So as soon as we go green, Derek Grigsby will have to serve an EOL here.
he just got up the track, chased it up. Just came around on him. You know, you got to be thinking, too, with the damage that he has suspension-wise. It's pretty hard to keep that thing under you once it starts to snap.
And if you're a fan of strategy, Brandon Edstrom's coming down pit road right now, so if you're a fan of strategy, Brandon Edstrom's down pit road right now.
Here's the thing, we got another caution here. These guys are shutting the motors off, kicking the clutches in. That fuel window just got opened up a little bit.
And I got bad news if you're a Joshua Gathright fan. He dropped his Hot Pocket.
Oh, no.
That's not good. Hot Pockets are good. No matter who says what, Hot Pockets are the best snack ever.
Oh, you made me drop my croissant.
Hey, 2015 called. They want their Vine back.
Do it for the Vine, bro.
Okay, I can't keep the charade up. I was a Vine kid, too.
Yeah, you're probably talking about Roblox during those days, weren't you?
No, I actually never played Roblox.
Could you afford it?
Yes. I actually grew up on Forza and GTA. Funnily enough, those were my first ever. Those were my first two video games: Forza Motorsport 7 and GTA 5.
Ah,
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, I wasn't allowed a console until I was like, I think 11 was when I got my first Xbox 360. So.
please stop talking. My bones are starting to hurt.
Actually,
I
now
mean-
that I think about it, I did have a Nintendo 3DS. I do remember that though, because I remember playing Gravity Tire, if you know what that was. I just had so many people confused there.
See, I grew up on Gran Turismo 3 with a Mad Catz Quattro TT wheel. Okay, no, Darby should be collecting a Social Security check any day now. We were talking about Genesis.
Oh,
I had a
man.
hand-me-down, one of those and a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. Really wish I'd held onto those based on the resale value these days.
Oh. It has been a very entertaining night here on GridVision for the High Slide Racing League Truck Series, as we have had a up and down race, I guess is the best way you could put it so far tonight. We've had a lot of good racing, but a lot of cautions here tonight, as I believe we are on caution number 13 here tonight. Mark Whitley still your leader as we got 1 to green here. Kevin Dick in second, Cody Henderson in third, as Tyler Riggs fourth, Levi McCarty in fifth, Gathright in sixth, Miz in seventh, Jacob Denson eighth, Jim Treat is going to be in ninth, Joshua Lucas in 10th, Nathan Aldrich is going to be 11th, Jeremy Gibbs in 12th, Brandon Edstrom, your pole sitter, starting in 13th here tonight, Ed Shearer Jr. right behind him in 14th spot, Jordan Probst 15th, Andrew Pendergrass in 16th, Jordan Berry in 17th, and Joseph Causey is your last car on the lead lap here tonight. Derek Grigsby, James Kerr are your last two running cars in 19th and 20th, 1 and 2 laps down respectively.
I'm hoping she goes green from here.
Is down into turn number 3. Gonna be Mark Whitley and Kevin Dick leading this thing back to green. I feel like I've said that at least 100 times here tonight.
Look at Riggs holding up pretty strong there in fourth, though.
Yeah, he is, and of course he's on a controller as well. We mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, so doing fourth on a controller is pretty impressive, as now Mark Whitley has control of this restart. Down into the Geico restart zone, green flag back out of the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Same old Mark Whitley with a big jump. Kevin Dick down into the second plate. Tyler Riggs to the outside, Levi McCarty to his inside. That's for fourth spot. McCarty gets clear of Riggs. Gathright, and all hell is broken loose right behind him, is now 3 wide down into the corner. Edstrom to the inside of Joshua Lucas and Nathan Aldrich. That gets clear. Jim Treat.
Oh, he's sliding. We got slide. Treat sideways.
Jim Treat. Oh,
Edstrom is out.
it's the wall. Huge wreck here. Another one.
Another one.
Oh, man.
Like Treat just got down in here, got loose, got on the paint a little bit, and instead of backing it down, he just kind of slid up, and Edstrom just got into him.
Huge wreck as Jim Treat, Joshua Lucas, I believe that was Nathan Aldrich to the inside. Alrighty, with that caution, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break here. We'll be right back, and hopefully we'll take you to the end, green flag.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 127 out of 145. Crawling towards the end of this race here is Mark Whitley, still your leader. Kevin Dick in second. Cody Henderson rounds out your top three here tonight. After another huge wreck there off of turn number 4, Brandon Edstrom has decided to pull it behind the wall. He is done for the night in that 74 after what was a promising start to this one.
Yeah, and this is just absolutely so uncharacteristic for these guys. Because they normally you can't harp enough on how great these guys are at running so tight and so aggressive for so many laps green. And tonight has just been very out of character for this group. I'm hoping that we can get it together for these last, handful of laps. But I'd hate to be a part of the debrief after this.
Yeah, I have a feeling that post race is going to be very, very fun for these guys. Surprised we haven't heard David Hoot saying, "I want everyone to the holler" after this race.
I think there's probably going to be a few coming to Jesus moments going through this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, his lights on the pace car are out, getting ready to make that hard left turn back on to pit road. Mark Whitley once again has control of this restart as they head towards the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out in the air, and same old, same old. Mark Whitley with another big-time jump. Kevin Dick gets clear of Cody Henderson, and 1, 2, 3 for those boys once again.
It looks like Dick did a much better job, though, at anticipating that start than he has in the earlier ones, because he's a lot closer to Whitley now than he has been on any of these restarts.
Oh, they're getting ready to be 3 wide as Ed Sheeran Jr. now to the inside of the 89 of Joshua Gathright. This is for about 8th or 9th spot here. It looks like Ed Sheeran Jr. is passing Jacob Denson and Gathright. That's for the 7th spot, actually.
And Scherer all over the rear bumper of the SpongeBob SquarePants machine of Riggs coming into turn 1 here.
All over the controller man himself as Jason Miz almost gets up into the wall off of turn number 2. Ed Sheeran Jr. now finally to the outside of the 25 of Tyler Riggs. Down into the corner, Ed Sheeran Jr. Looks like he's going to have a pretty good run off the corner, but Tyler Riggs is going to cut him off there.
Riggs loose.
Big time loose. Gathwright's loose off the corner right behind him as well as Jason Miz gets to his outside. A bump there from the one of Ed Sheeran Jr. Further up, Levi McCarty almost getting into the 710 of Cody Henderson off of turn number 2.
Oh, Scherer Jr. with a huge dive down to the bottom. All over the bumper and just shot down to the bottom. Make the pass.
McCarty and, oh man, Colton Henderson almost made a little bit of contact there.
It's going to work out for Scherer. He's going to get one for McCarty here going into turn 1.
Yeah, that's a pass on Levi McCarty. You got to thank Mellow M Fly for subscribing to GridVision there. Thank you, sir. But our eye is going to stay on this racing here as Ed Sheeran Jr. now to the inside of Levi McCarty. This is for the 4th spot for Ed Sheeran Jr., who's had a big-time up-and-down race here. Derek Grigsby is a lap car. That is not for position, so just pretend like Derek Grigsby is not there at the moment.
And I'm actually impressed. I was not expecting McCarty to be able to fight as strong as he is up there on that outside line, especially with Grigsby in front of him taking the air. And Sheeran's
McCarty
not going to clear because Grigsby's there.
Oh, and now going to put another block. Ed Sheeran Jr. to the inside. Now Grigsby goes all the way to the top. McCarty thought about 3 wide there.
There's a lot of frustration right now from Scherer and McCarty with Grigsby right now.
There is a lot of mean words being thrown out right now between these 3 drivers. And it looks like Ed Sheeran Jr. is finally going to get to the inside of Grigsby. Grigsby gets loose there off the corner, though. But it looks like Shearer's finally going to get clear of Grigsby down on the corner. McCarty's going to follow him very soon, right behind him. Now, these 2 are going to go back towards chasing the 710 of Derek Grigsby, or excuse me, Cody Henderson down. As down into the corner now, Tyler Riggs gets clear. Our battle for the lead starting to tighten up just a little bit here, as it looks like Kevin Dick is starting to close in on Mark Whitley here. Ed Sheeran Jr. is really quickly pulling in Cody Henderson in the 710 for that 3rd spot. So it looks like we may have a 3-car battle for the win here at Charlotte.
Oh, you might want to toss that up to a 4-car because Scherer's really creeping his way into this picture here.
He is, and
Henderson's been tough tonight too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Henderson's starting to catch up to Kevin Dick as well, and man, words still being thrown about that lap car incident between Ed Sheeran Jr., Derek Grigsby, and Levi McCarty.
Well, no more radioactive. They just shut the chat down.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm down.
Honestly, let these guys focus.
Yeah, because this is going to be, if they can keep it green here, this is about to be an all-time battle for the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Currently 2-car battle for the win right now, but Cody Henderson, is right there, raring to take this opportunity.
Now let's talk about how Kevin Dick has been on all night. We know his thing, his strong suit has always been, build yourself on these long runs, keep stuff clean, and don't push too hard. And this race has been anything but a long-run race. And he's done a great job fighting in 2nd place and keeping up with these short runs here.
Yeah, he's
guys
slowly pulling in Mark Whitley there. You can see the gap closing inch by inch, piece by piece, board by board here. And it's starting to close up, but I mean, these 2 start fighting like we're expecting them to. Do not be surprised if Cody Henderson and Ed Sheeran Jr. don't fight each other for that 3rd spot, just to be able to pick up the pieces if things do go awry for these 2.
It's going to be really exciting to see how this thing plays out. It's brewing into a heck of a finish with 7 laps to go here.
7 to go here at Charlotte in this battle. Big time starting to close up here. Now Kevin Dick, he's closing in inch by inch here. I mean, it is agonizing how slow he's catching, but you can see it. He is catching Mark Whitley. And if it were to finish right now, Mark Whitley would take his 4th win out of 5 starts on the season, but Kevin Dick is
really
wanting to say something about that.
Really good set of corners there for Kevin Dick. He's really going to carve into that lead that Whitley had pretty substantially, knocking down 0.2 to 1/10 there. He's here.
Kevin Dick was almost exactly a 10th faster than Mark Whitley that last time by. This time by, Mark Whitley runs a 7:31. Kevin Dick to a 6:72 for Kevin Dick. So Dick is closing in. It is getting close up front. 6 laps to go here at Charlotte. You can see now, Kevin Dick is starting to mess with the air. He's starting to mess with the air bubble here on the 77 of Mark Whitley. He's starting to mess with the handling for Mark Whitley. He's doing everything in his power right now to make it as hard as possible for Mark Whitley to win this race. 5 to go at Charlotte.
And look what he was doing there in turns 3 and 4. He was sticking that right front out just a little bit on entry. And here he comes diving under the bottom of Whitley.
Kevin Dick to the inside of Whitley. Whitley gave him the space there, but off the corner, Whitley's going to have to run.
That outside line is going to be really hard to fight with. Honestly, if I was Dick, I'd be trying to find a way to get that top line to scoot. You see him offsetting, though. Getting a little bit of air to that right front splitter. And then coming on the exit, he's dipping the bottom of the left side of the truck down underneath him to try and get some air to it. Try and keep as much grip.
Whitley's starting to play the dirty air game here. Basically running whatever line Dick does here. As you see, Whitley's starting to run a little bit higher in 1 and 2 here. Off of turn number 2, though, He has the run, and Ed Sheeran Jr. has gotten back up into that 3rd place, but he is too far back to do anything for your win right now.
Yeah, Scherer is also having to contest with Henderson, too, for that 3rd spot.
Off of turn number 4, 3 to go at Charlotte. It is still Mark Whitley leading this race, but for how much longer? As now Kevin Dick to the inside. Through turns 1 and 2, Kevin Dick shows the nose, but Whitley has that outside line dialed in. There is a lap car right in front of him of Sean Merriman. I don't know how much this is going to come into play, as it looks like, actually that is Scott Phelps getting out of the way there.
Yeah, great job getting out of the way to let these leaders fight it out. We're coming to 2 laps to go here. All over the rear bumper of Whitley. He's going to dive onto the bomb, coming into 1.
2 to go at Charlotte, and things have kicked off here. Kevin Dick to the inside of Mark Whitley off the corner. Whitley has the run. Kevin Dick, though, stays to his inside, still showing the nose. Tucks back up into the draft, down into turn number 3. Whitley still running a little bit higher than the 52 of Kevin Dick. Through 3 and 4, though, Mark Whitley has that lead still as they come to the white flag, and Kevin Dick got loose off of turn number 4. Kevin Dick is loose, and he's losing time as white flag in the air, presented by Ryko Performance. And now it is all up to Mark Whitley to have 2 more perfect corners here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Down the back straightaway, not much that Kevin Dick can do. As down into 3 and 4, he's sending that truck as deep as he can, but it's not going to mean anything, as off of turn number 4, Mark Whitley takes number 4 out of 5 on the season.
Man, that was exciting. Heck of a way to make up for a rough race there with that battle. But what really sold it for Kevin Dick there was he just got a little too aggressive coming into 3, coming to 2, and it cooked the exit and just got himself loose there. Heck of a win for Whitley, though. What's that, 4 now?
4 out of 5 for Mark Whitley. What a finish.
A little congratulatory rev from Edward Scherer Jr. And Edward with a wonderful recovery to 3rd place after all the attrition he went through.
As now looks like it's going to be Mark Whitley burning it down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in this Ryko Performance winning moment. Mark Whitley takes 4 out of 5 on the season. 4th win for the 77 truck, and he is all but guaranteed to be in the playoffs at this point. Nice set of burnouts for the 77 of Mark Whitley. With that, we're going to go and take our final commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We'll be right back with post-race coverage and post-race interviews on GridVision. Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Post-race coverage here presented by Ryko. Mark Whitley dominates on the night, leads 96 and takes home a win, just barely over Kevin Dick in that second spot. Ed Sheeran Jr., after having an up and down night all night, takes home that third spot, final place on the podium here tonight. Cody Henderson in fourth, Levi McCarty in fifth, Tyler Riggs, the controller man himself, in sixth, Jacob Denson seventh, Jason Miz in eighth, Nathan Aldrich in ninth, and Joshua Gathright going to round out your top 10.
In 11th place, we got Jeremy Gibbs with Andrew Pendergrass in 12th. 13th place, we have Joseph Causey with a decent recovery. In 14th place, we have Jordan Spropes, followed by Jordan Berry in 15th. 16th is James Kerr. 17th, we have Derek Grigsby. 18th place is Austin Pendergrass. And 19th, we have Joshua Lucas with Brandon Edstrom, rounding out your top 20.
Brandon Edstrom was 20th. Jim Treat was 20th. Brandon Edstrom was 21st. Scott Phelps 22nd. 23rd was Timothy Pendergrass. 24th, Zendela Collins. 25, Jeff Converse. And 26, Andrew Chapman. And then Andrew Lemke finishes off your 27-car grid tonight. And we're only going to have 2 post-race interviews for the moment. We're going to go ahead and let
What's up, brother?
Sheldon Atkins speak to your third-place finisher, Ed Sheeran Jr. Maybe not. So we'll go ahead and then speak to our third place finisher, Ed Sheeran Jr. He had himself an up and down night all night here tonight, but you ended up coming home in third place. As cleanly as you can, talk us through that race.
Yeah. You could say that was probably one of the most eventful ones on the season so far, but I mean, the strategy kept flipping back and forth with those cautions there after that first stage, so it's just like, stay out, save the fuel, or take tires and go hard, but then it all evened out there in the end, and, getting mapped up back there in the wad, and it was just chaos to begin with. I mean, luckily for Mark and Kevin, they were, not ever in that mix, but, some of the good trucks back there were involved in all that chaos, so, yeah, that was unfortunate, but, luckily we had enough pace in the one truck to, drive through the field there and get a top 3 out of it. I'm happy with the stage win, honestly. That was probably the only bright thing about this night so far, so, but, yeah, other than that, it was pretty, chaotic.
Yeah, I bet you're looking ahead to Watkins Glen next week, and I know it's a road course, and I know you're not too fond of the road courses, but how about you tell us how you're feeling for that one?
I'm excited. I think we have a chance to win that. I don't know exactly, people's road course background here, but I think the only one I know of really is Causey, but I don't know how Mark and Kevin are there, but I definitely feel comfortable at Watkins Glen being one of my home tracks, and I definitely have a lot of reps there and begin with in the truck, so let's see what it brings us, but hopefully that turns out into a better night than this one tonight. But thank you all for broadcasting this. You guys do a great job as always, and yeah, see y'all next week.
That's Ed Sheeran Jr., your third place finisher here tonight after an up and down race for the one truck. Now we're going to speak to your race winner, 4 for 5 on the season, Mark Whitley in the 77. Man, how are you feeling tonight?
Feeling a little tired and exhausted after all that, but glad to be back talking to y'all up here in the booth.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping that you would be able to go 4 for 4 last week at New Hampshire but unfortunately you ended up getting that black flag on that last set of pit stops. But tonight was a completely different race. You were up front for a lot of that race, ended up dominating here tonight, and it was a rough race. So as cleanly as you can, go ahead and walk us through that race from your perspective.
Yeah, I was, from my point of view, I even said this out in chat a couple times. It just felt like there was a full moon in the sim, because this is, the most cautions we've had in a race all season. It was total opposite of the whole season. I think everybody was just, something about this track at night. I know I was having one of my buddies in Discord. He was talking to me about it. He was like, seems like every time there's a night race here, it seems to be a caution fest, no matter what league it is. So maybe there's just a permanent full moon over there, but it was pretty much just try to, we didn't qualify exactly how we wanted to. Qualified 5th, wanted to hopefully get on the front row, but we're able to jump up there, run the top 3 for a good little bit. Thought we saved tires pretty good, but we kind of fell off there right at the end of the first long run we had for the first stage. And after that, it was just trying to get some track position. So I felt like with clean air, we could really, we could set our own pace and we could do really well, and that's where we were able to do it. took a little bit weird strategy there in the middle. Took a little gamble pitting when we did. I was thinking it was like 5 laps after we had pitted on the green, but I figured, it already dropped off like half a second. So I was thinking, try to get out there and hopefully it went green, but we just had a lot of cautions and we were able to, stay up front. Some guys pitted for fresher tires, but they could never really get back to us because we ran so many caution laps, and kind of worked in our favor. And then toward the end there, caution fell, I think, with 33 to go, and you could go about 30 on a tank. So with caution laps, we knew that was going to be, didn't need to come down anymore. And unless caution came out, if we went green and we went green for like 15 laps, we might have come back in, took right sides. But cautions kept coming out, and then that last start there, my spotter was like, all right, here we go. We're probably going to go green to the end. I don't know if he could see the future or what, but went green to the end and had a nice little battle there with Kevin. Had to keep me honest. Thought I was doing good with tires. I think I might have burned them up a little bit, but I just tried my best to run the outside line, arc it in there, try to get a good run off, and do a little bit of aero blocking. These trucks, it's hard to get around someone, especially when you're close on speed. Had another great race with him. Then we had one at New Hampshire and then here. So I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with later in the season. And all in all, when you put it in victory lane, especially technically this is my home track since North Carolina. So great, always great to win here. I love it. Just can't wait to get back in it, and hopefully we can start a new streak next week.
Yeah, looking ahead to next week, we're actually at Watkins Glen, and speaking to Ed Shearer Jr., third place finisher, he said he thought he had a chance at winning that race. So I'll ask you the same question. How are you feeling for Watkins Glen? Do you think you could challenge that one truck, or is it a bit of a rough track for you?
I love road course racing. It's like one of my favorite, especially with these like stock cars. They're fun to drive. You have to really kind of manhandle them and be really gentle with the throttle. So, and Watkins Glen's probably has become my favorite road course. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can have something for him. Maybe we can have a duke it out, or something. Just have a good run. I think Causey had some issues, so I'm not sure how the points are going to shake out now. But I know it's another good track for us. We're just going to try to do our best, put our best foot forward, and hopefully we can be back in victory lane. If not, hopefully on the podium.
Mark Whitley, confident for Watkins Glen, and that was your race winner, Mark Whitley. Going 4 for 5 here on the season in races he started, and hopefully we'll get to talk with him next week. But that should do it for us here tonight. Before we get going, Sheldon, any final thoughts from that race?
Oh, man. I didn't think it was ever going to end. I mean, it's so weird seeing these guys get into such bad state, in one of these races. So I'm hoping that next week's going to be, next week's obviously going to be a lot better with Watkins Glen. But we saw, show today. We saw a show today, that's for sure. Charlotte puts on some good racing.
His final thoughts from Sheldon, and as I said, that is going to do it for us here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. If you want to get your league broadcasted, or if you want to start doing some commentary, you'll work yourself, go and contact GridVision on Facebook, X, or Twitter, or info@gridvision.live. Thanks to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Cams for providing the cams used on tonight's broadcast. And congratulations to Mark Whitley for winning tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the High Slide Racing League Truck Series. But that's it. That's going to be it from us tonight. Of course, myself, Sheldon Atkins in the color, Austin Derbyshire in the production truck. We'll see you next time on The Grid.